This year, for one of our big multimedia campaigns, we worked with the Stag magazine and Stag Radio on a campaign called I Have Not Lost. This campaign was a campaign on spreading mental health awareness, and we decided to work together to spread the message. To spread awareness, we decided to work alongside the Stag magazine, where their editor-in-chief told his story about mental health and how it affected him in his life. The main goal for this campaign was to help people come to terms with mental health, and just to tell them that they're not alone, and also to give them the support that they need. We also wanted to raise as much money as possible for the Movember Foundation. We decided on a phrase and hashtag that we'd use for our campaign. We decided on I Have Not Lost, as we believed it kind of spread the message and united us all together. And also it told people that they've not lost and to not let mental health win. The video we produced was placed on the Stag magazine's social media channel, and it gained over 60 shares on there, so it really spreads. That included us sharing it, the Stag Radio sharing it, even the Students' Union getting involved. And we also had the link on there to donate to the Movember Foundation. We set that up, we wanted people to donate and actually make a difference, and we actually raised over £1,400, which is an incredible achievement. And I really think that the I Have Not Lost campaign really kicked off, and it really helped. From the video, a number of people decided to make their own kind of versions of the video, which was great because it meant that people felt confident to talk about their problems and what they've been dealing with. One of those was someone from Stag Radio who talked about his experience, and it was kind of nice to for someone to talk about that and feel comfortable, and also fell right into our campaign as well. The people kept using the hashtag I Have Not Lost, which was great for us as well. One of the medias we were working with, Stag Radio, decided to do some radio shows on mental health. So some of their chat shows, they kind of focused on the topic of mental health in Movember, using the I Have Not Lost campaign as a kind of figurehead for that. They also set up some kind of boxes in the library so people could go and put what they were feeling at the time in there, and it helped people be mindful and kind of really reflect on their emotions. During Movember, the Stag magazine decided to post some articles and stories on their website, and a particularly interesting one was one about someone having an eating disorder, and it was nice to kind of see that our campaign had allowed people to kind of talk about their mental health more, and also just be open about it. And that's just from something that we started as a video at the start we produced with the Stag, and it's nice to see how much that campaign has grown just from that video.
I'm fighting anxiety, depression and self-harm. I've not lost. Hi, my name is Michael Slaven. I'm a second-year student at the University of Surrey, and I'm the editor-in-chief of the Stag magazine. This year, in association with the Let's Talk campaign run by the Students' Union and the Movember Foundation, I'm spearheading a Stag media-led campaign called I Have Not Lost. I believe in the importance of talking about your problems, whether that be being realistic about your present or open about your past. It's quite hard for me to pinpoint where my mental health journey kind of began, because that would imply that there was almost a binary moment where I went from I haven't got mental health to I have got mental health. But about 4 or 5 years ago, I started developing depression, anxiety, and I had issues with self-harm. This culminated about 1 to 2 years after that, where I had severe depression to the point where it affected all avenues of my life, my relationship with my family, with my friends, it affected my grades, and I had suicidal thoughts essentially every single day. I had this nagging voice in the back of my mind that would just go, you're not good enough, you're never going to be good enough, no one would notice if you're gone, you should do it. And as a 16, 17-year-old kid with very little experience of mental health and very little experience of talking about their issues, that scared the shit out of me. And it's terrifying. It's terrifying at any age to have this voice that you just can't control in the back of your head telling you that you're worthless, that you're not good enough. But I was at a point where I just couldn't open up. I couldn't talk about it, which just made it that much more scary because I couldn't believe that anyone else had this issue. It was, there is something wrong with me that I have this voice in the back of my head. And a big problem with that is that I am exceedingly good at hiding my issues. I am not the kind of person who you'd expect to have mental health issues if you didn't know me. I'm outgoing, I'm loud, and to people who don't know me, I am exceedingly good in social situations. Around the time that I was at my worst, I was a supporter for a mental health group for girls who'd been raped. This was a decision which had a very powerful effect on every aspect of my life. I'm not blaming anyone for that other than myself, because I was not in a mental state where I should have been helping that, where I should have been hearing those kind of problems, and it wasn't fair on them. But I hid it. I didn't plan on saying that in this video. It's something that's very deep and personal to me, but it's just demonstrative of the fact that everyone hides their issues, everyone hides the problems and the things that they're going through, and everyone puts aside their own problems in order to try and do what they think is right. I'm not fine by any definition of the word. I'm better, but I still have major issues that I have to deal with almost every day. I have fairly regular panic attacks. I have quite serious bouts with depression and quite uncontrollable mood swings. I still hide a lot of my mental health issues, but I'm a lot better at talking to the people who are closest to me about it. In my mind, at the moment, I don't see a future where I'm not going to have any problems with mental health. I don't see a future where I'm going to completely 100% beat mental health. I believe that there's always going to be that nagging voice in the back of my head that I need to control. But I'm okay with that. I'm proud of the fact that every morning I wake up and face that challenge of getting up out of bed, of finding purpose, of ignoring that voice. At the heart of the I Have Not Lost challenge is the belief that you can promote openness through shared experience. As such, I encourage anyone and everyone to do the same and film their own video. This can be telling their entire mental health story from start to finish, or it can be simply repeating the first line of this video and saying, I'm fighting X and I have not lost. Further, I'm going to be tagging 3 close friends of mine and inviting them to tell their mental health stories. That will be Bethany Dawson, Rahul Kakaya, and Sam Chilton. If you are thinking of making your own video, I would encourage you to do the same and tag 3 friends who you know would be happy to talk about their own mental health story. However, all I would ask is you speak to them beforehand, because it is very terrifying to tell your own mental health story and to open yourself up to the world like that. And one thing you have to remember if you're watching this video and you have been tagged, that it is your story and your story alone. So only ever post that if you are comfortable. There is power and bravery in being able to tell your story. And I just want you to remember that you are not alone. My name is Michael Slaven. I have not lost.